Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Urza Masters Magic. So we're currently researching Spell of Mastery, and we're going to get it in 50 turns, which is kind of a long time, but we're going to be able to shorten it up a little bit just by getting more power and by getting more spells from our other wizards here, which we're going to investigate some right now. We're going to see if this guy wants to trade any spells for me. See, if I want confusion... Yeah, sure, we'll trade Phantom Beast, that's fine. And Summon Champion, that's fine too. Because that's a spell you're going to get either way. And now if we look here, it's still only 50 turns. Maybe that needs to update. Although it could be the case that you stop getting the discounts once you start researching it. But so what did I just trade for? Confusion? I wish it told you what the spell actually does on that screen. Oh yeah, it's like some garbage common spell. Wouldn't have done much anyway. Okay, that's fine. What about you? More important issues require your attention. Well, you hate me and we're at war, so... piss on for you. So anyway, our objective here, apart from just growing our economy and waiting out the research, is to take this very large, powerful military stack, which actually needs some healing, so we're going to get to work on that. And we're not currently casting anything. Very good, so we'll start to cast... It's really immune to air and something like that. That's not a terrible spell, especially because you can cast it over land preemptively. Although it's kind of pointless this late in the game when you have much better stuff available. You can cast things like Regeneration, I think, is a much better spell. So we were going to... Yes, Nature's Cures. We can just cast it immediately. And they're on their way down here to this Shadow Demons and Ghouls Temple because those are quite easy for us to deal with. We're skipping over the Death Knights and Wraiths because Death Knights are just horrifying. Although it's possible my elite Chaos channeled Paladins are a match for them. I might circle back there and try getting it later. Actually, now that I'm curious about it, I'm going to poke on the wiki here. And look up the Death Knight stats. So there's 4 figures per unit, each of which has 9 melee attack, 8 defense, 10 resistance, and 8 hit points. Which is kind of a lot. They also have plus 30% to hit, poison immunity, weapon immunity, illusions immunity, cold immunity, death immunity, armor piercing, first strike, and life steal at -4 to resist. So, first of all, do our units even have 14 resistance? They have 11, which is going to get buffed to 12, maybe 13. And they have magical weapons already, so we don't need to worry about weapon immunity. And our first strike is going to negate theirs, but the inverse is also true. We have a 4-figure unit with... Right now it says 8, but in combat it's actually going to be 9 or 10 because of the Holy bonus and possibly our Mystic X bonus. He currently has +1 leadership, but before too long this is going to get up to +2. So they're going to have about 10 melee attack. They don't have the huge bonus to hit, though. They're only going to have +1 to hit and +1 to melee. Although I think the magic immunity negates the death-stealing attack anyway, so the resistance angle isn't Super important. Do my heroes have that much resistance? Yeah, you certainly do. You will. You definitely do. You possibly not. So you're really the only one I would have to worry about with the life steal attack. The main problem is that they're just really beefy units, and if I were to do that, I'd want to make sure I have a lot of spells that I can throw at them. And wraiths are just kind of nasty as well. They do only have 8 resistance, so wraiths are susceptible to being disintegrated. So what I might do, actually, is... Oh, you're building settlers. I don't know if I want you to do that. Are we planning on settling over here? Down here, possibly? This isn't a terrible spot for a town. I want to, like, scout the area out a little bit more. We already have one going that way. Well, anyway, once this guy gets down here, we can poke around down here and see where actually we want to put that city. In the meantime, why don't we build something like... So how far are we into this? 90 points. So we want to build something at least 90, like a shrine maybe. And we'll go ahead and buy it, because we have a rebel and we kind of could use something like that. So yeah, we need to explore the bottom of this continent, see if there's a good place for a city. I do think this would be a pretty good one, because it can get the nightshade as well. Another one over here might work, because there's a blue node there that is, yeah, maximum pop 17. Yeah, I think this is much better. Although it doesn't have any special resources, unfortunately. As far as our cities, most of them are producing trade goods. You're still making some paladins, which is good. Always can use more of those. You're getting a Forester's Guild. How much would it cost to finish it off? Might as well. Wizard's Guild, that's a bit of a taller ask. 640 isn't so bad. We'll spend it. I mean, that's about 1.5 turns worth of money income. And they do give us, like, +8 spell research a turn. So, that's things like that are actually going to help us with Spell of Mastery. And it's under 30, but you're going to get it in 3 turns anyway. You should actually probably be all building. Now, I know that gives us a food shortfall, but we can take it out of places like here. So this one's just 1, whereas this one is 2. Yeah, there's a limit to how much food you can effectively produce in one town. 5. That's not it. Okay, so and we're at the point there. So we have 1 food surplus. After this paladin unit, we might want to consider switching our capital to trade goods as well. I mean, the Oracle is a thing, but we don't really need the unrest reduction in most places. So this guy summoned his sprites. We actually get to see this because we have Detect Magic active, so we can see all of their spell casting. There's that Forester's Guild we bought. And we don't have any unrest, do we? No, we do not. So, a Miner's Guild? Kind of late in the game for that. Oh, there's some silver there, though, which we should actually... We'll get the Sage's Guild. And the Wizard's Guild is good. That gives us a bunch of research, which I'm always happy about. So we can actually build Warlocks here if we want to, which are a pretty good unit. They have the Doombolt spell, 10 points of damage regardless of defenses. That would actually be kind of useful against Death Knights. Although that it might be death magic that they're immune to, which would be a shame. As is, why don't you just build some housing? Alright, now you can slow build the settlers, just in case we decide that we actually want to get one. We built that. I think we're done with paladins for now, so you can go to building trade goods. Yeah, and this town is actually producing food inefficiently. So that's the point. That's the break point there. You can just patrol. You're slowly moving. You're slowly moving. That all looks good. 48 turns, not 50, so we did get some discount. Although, actually, no. That's reflective of the wizard towers. That shaved a turn off of our research. Because we need a whopping 32,000 and change points of research, and we're only getting 675 a turn. You're slow building a Sages Guild. You're building housing and you're costing me money. Although you're costing me money because you're... Yeah, we have a bunch of fancy buildings here that are... Yeah, there's a lot of maintenance we're paying here. Mechanicians Guild, Miners Guild. We don't have any unrest, though, which is good. And we've built all the economic buildings that we're going to be able to get. Although a shipyard will allow us to get a merchant skill. Why don't we go ahead and go for that? I keep hitting the next turn button without actually going through my entire city list here. Alchemist's Guild in 4. You're past the halfway point, so we can finish that. Shipyard in 2. That's an expensive thing. It's probably not worth paying up for. Wizard's Guild. I think you're at the halfway point. Maybe? 1,004? Yeah, you're not. You're not quite there. Parthenon for 8. Kind of spendy. Yeah, and you have a bunch of unrest. And wow, you're building a Builder's Hall extremely slowly. We're definitely going to buy that. And you're just, whoops, you're just building housing, which is kind of dumb. We should also buy you a Builder's Hall. And our gold income with the trade goods switching we've done is up to 488 a turn. So much money. Oh, speaking of money, we should go ahead and cast our transmute. Turn that silver into mithril. Is there any other silver? Now this here used to be silver, as did that. Coal to gems. Iron to gold and silver to mithril. Yeah, silver to mithril is the big winner there, because mithril gives you power. And allows you to craft better weapons. Coal to gems. I'm not really building normal military units anymore. And, I mean, gems are more gold, which is good, but kind of not needed at this point. Not seeing any silver. I don't think silver appears very much in Mirror. So I think we're done with that particular spell. Do we want to summon an artifact? How are our heroes doing? Let's... Oops. Armies, items. So you could use a staff. Whereas right now you have the Amulet of Wizardry, which gives you +5 spell skill. And right now you're 45 as a commander. So actually, if I take this and give it to you instead, now you're a caster for 40. Right, so we definitely want to get you to have that. And that's such an important thing that... These are all so good. You have the Axe of Chaotic Death, and... Yeah, I don't think Mystic X can use this. Can you? Perhaps you can. Yes? Oh. Okay, very good. +5 attack, death save at -3 or die. Yeah, I didn't think that icon indicated that you could do that. Alright, anyway. Yes, we're going to want... actually, nobody here has this third slot taken, so we're definitely going to want to make miscellaneous items. A miscellaneous. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here you can get. +15 spell skill. Kind of steep, but we can cast this in about 13 turns. It's actually kind of a lot. So for +10, we can get it a lot cheaper. But no, we'll go for the +15. And we'll make it a ring. The Ring of Wizardry. There we go. We'll start casting that. Gonna take a little while, but that's fine. We are working on improving our casting skill. Although it's slow going. And actually, it might be worth just dumping all of it into research at this point. Because if we do that, we shave our time down to 38 turns. And I don't think we're going to make up the 10 extra turns that we spend on research on... Because we might save like a turn or two in terms of how long it takes to cast Spell of Mastery once we get to it. So anyway, you're already on your way, and we're basically on autopilot at this point. For those curious, I've never actually cast Spell of Wizardry in the game. Normally when I get to this point, I just stomp all over the enemy wizards and win that way. But this is such an ideal setup for Spell of Wizardry that I really want to do it just for having done it. And a university's fine for this town. No, it's fine for this town, okay. You build a library, so next up is a Sages Guild. And you still have an Unrest, so a Sages Guild. Because we're out of cheap other things. Builder's Hall, yeah, you're still Unrest, but we have a granary and we're actually going to buy it. Likewise here, a granary and we're going to buy it. Okay, so this should be a relatively easy encounter at this stage. Many shadow demons, of which I am not afraid of. They can do that all they want. They didn't even kill him. What a shame. He took 4 points of damage. Okay, so is going to get a spell. And he's going to start regenerating those. 1 hit point per turn. We'll go ahead and cast Blur. So that'll help against any further spell casting they do. It'll improve our defense slightly. But also important is that we're going to... because these other people can't. They don't have 50 MP. Cast Warp Reality. Which is going to make things really good for us. Now what I don't know is if regenerated units will actually earn XP. So the people who are likely to die are like you. You have 169 and you have 540. So we'll keep those numbers in mind going forward. And Shuri, you have 5 movement. 2, 3. We don't want to move here because that's rougher terrain. It's going to cost you both your remaining movement. And we'll shoot the shadow demons. We actually fly, so we're going to want to cast some web spells. Oh, you can't do it on non-corporeal creatures. That's right. Okay, well, some of our paladins can fly, so that's mostly a non-issue. Those two can't. This one can. And that one can. And this one can. So we have 3 flying paladins that ought to be able to handle it. These guys are just going to cast range spells. And they desperately try to kill my Wind Mage, but to no avail. Yeah, they've made no progress whatsoever. Not a good day for them. And the paladins make short work of these ghouls. And at this range, we'll be able to shoot without any penalty to hit. And kill another one. Okay, this time Jared's down to a single hit point. They still have a bunch of ammo, though, so Jared's probably not long for this world. But again, he has regenerating, so in the grand scheme of things, doesn't terribly matter. That's a great thing about regeneration is you can just throw your heroes around with wanton abandon. I know they'll come back, as long as you win the fight. If you don't win the fight, they'll just burn the bodies and you won't see them anymore. Because your enemies aren't stupid, they know how to deal with regenerating things. And we'll see if they can finish off this last one, which they do. Okay, so they did kill Jer temporarily, and Mystic X has taken a point of damage as well. And this is a flying unit. And it, wow, almost completely killed. Oh, and I keep forgetting the flame-breathing ones can attack as well, because flame-breathing allows you to do that. Okay, so we should be able to finish that off quite easily. There we go. So we gain a fame, and we find yet more armor, plus 6 resistance, which is a whole lot, but does anyone ever actually need that much resistance? Also, bless and righteousness. I guess I'll see what those things do. So, Bless increases your defense and resistance against all death or chaos related spells or monster attacks. I mean, I guess that's useful against Death Knights. Protected unit gains almost total immunity from death and chaos magic. Same deal. Otherwise, it's kind of not as great as... I mean, plus 6 resistance is pretty cool, but... yeah, I think we're happier with How much would we get if we anviled it? 900 mana crystals. Okay, anyway, that haul was pretty disappointing considering the level of the things that we faced. Also, our Wind Mage did come back, theoretically. There he is. And he did get the XP. He has 187 now, so that's good. So regeneration works as advertised. And we need to solve our food dilemma, which that just did. Very good. That must be the sprite they just summoned. So we have a shipyard. So now we can build a navy if we want to. Who wants to build a galley? No one. I do want to build a merchant's guild, however. Ooh, 100%. I like the sound of that. In fact, I like the sound of it so much, it makes me want to build it in other cities, too. No, why did I click on library? We don't want that. We want a smithy. So that we can get to the farmer's market. Same to you. And what's up next? The genie, probably. We might want to send our send a paladin into. Although, actually, what I should do is use our Pathfinder. Not you, but you just have a shit ton of movement. We'll go ahead and buy the settlers, that's fine. I need to scout out the bottom of this peninsula as we discussed earlier. So, yeah. About the whole... Oh, you can't build those particular buildings because this isn't a coastal town. I see. Okay. Other high population cities is Bremen, with its 63 gold per turn, much of which is trade goods, admittedly. It's only going to take two turns for the Shipwrights Guild. What's the maintenance on that? Just one? So what's the total tax revenue? Increasing it by 100% is going to be 30 gold a turn, which is pretty good. Now, if I'm on the theory that the game is only going to last 60 more turns or so, how much money do we get out of our trade goods, I wonder? So we're giving up almost 40 gold a turn to build other things that aren't trade goods, plus a few more for the upkeep of those things, in order to ultimately collect 30 per turn, in addition to going back to trade goods. I mean, I guess it ultimately... I mean, I would need to build the trade goods, then the shipyard, then the merchant's guild. I think I'll just go back to trade goods. I think it would have been a good idea earlier, but now it's kind of pointless. And you need not a marketplace. No. Oh yes, a marketplace. What am I talking about? You need the marketplace to get to the farmer's market. And as I expected, there's not much there. So we're going to take a sacrificial unit. Not a flying one, because we might need that later. Just to scout it out a little bit. How many genies do we have? Wow, they're casting stuff like Spell Lock and Counter Magic. So they have Teleporting, Windwalking, they're Spellcasters. They have a lot of hit points. Range and Armor. +3 to hit. And they fly, importantly. No friendly enchantment on the unit may be dispelled. This also prevents fantastic units from the effects of dispel, evil, banish, etc. This resists being dispelled as if it had a strength of 150. Which is to say I could still quite easily do it because I have Rune Mastery. So yeah, we're definitely going to opt for the full combat. Oh, you dispelled my resist elements. It just occurred to me that they might try to dispel regeneration, which would be quite problematic if they actually did it and then killed someone. But that's not likely because of how many magic points it costs. I should try casting my own counter magic. Or rather, Warax should. We'll pump it into full power. Oh, he doesn't have Rune Mastery, so he's subject to that. Oh, piss. Okay, I, however, can cast counter magic, but it's also a blue spell. Yeah, it's a blue spell. Why did it get countered? This is a blue node. I'm confused. Be that as it may, we'll cast counter magic at +10. And we'll send in the paladins. And it just occurred to me that when I capture this node, I'm not going to be able to put somebody in it right away because I'm casting something else, which means I can't cast Magic Spirit. Just kind of an oversight on my part. You still have magic points, so I should shoot at you. Did a bit of damage. Wow, Shuri is almost dead. But does still have regeneration. Yeah, these paladins can just... Yeah, once you get into melee, they kind of fold like a house of cards. And we might as well cast Warp Reality. Which I should have done earlier, but forgot to. And you don't have any more magic points. So I guess you can run up here and fight in melee, perhaps. My paladins are having trouble with this one. Alright, Warax, get in there. Oh, you're not going to be able to do it because he's flying and you don't have some funny ability to negate that. What a shame. I do, however, have the web spell. Ah, dang it! Oh, it's not the sorcery node. That was the spell countering bullshit. Ah, I got counterspelled. Okay. That's not great. But we'll deal. And sure, you can kill most of the Phantom Warriors there. And our first strike allows us to not take any additional unnecessary damage. Here, we'll put you on the front lines. Oh, no Psionic Blast for you. Two can play the counter-spelling game. Now, we could cast Web and have War Axe attack them, or we could just use our Paladins, which I think is the superior move. We could also use Shuri, which is a pretty good move. Although Shuri did not quite get all of it done. Eh, screw it. We'll do the Web strategy. No more Dispel Magic this time. There we go. 2 fame for that one. Oh my, my, my. We find quite a lot of stuff. 2,150 gold pieces, 1,629 mana crystals, a prisoner, a stone skin spell, which is actually a really, really good spell. Really, really good. And a wand. Valena the Bard. So you're a spellcaster, which kind of automatically makes you worth having around. You have leadership, which would be great, except we already have a leader. And you have the Confusion and Vertigo spells. Vertigo is a spell I don't have. And has more trouble defending than usual. But it doesn't have a... it's kind of a garbage... She's kind of a garbage hero, but we'll accept her anyway. Wand of the Mind. +1 attack, +5 spell skill, and 2 Psionic Blasts. We'll go ahead and give it to Jer here. There we go. And the Stone Skin spell is a really, really good spell. So what it does... and it's something you can cast out of combat to everything. It increases their defense by... oh, only 1. They must have changed it. It used to be more than this. Okay, it's not a great spell. It's just a pretty good spell. Anything that improves defense is good, but this used to increase it by 2 or 3, which is really good. Now, less so. Oh, well. As for our Bard here, you can just go sit in town and sing to them for all I care. Kind of makes one wonder why I accepted her in the first place. I don't know, heroes are good to have around. Anyway, it's time for us to build a city. Ebony. And I'm sure they will have a wonderful time settling in the wilderness. Just in time for the game to end. But, building cities is fun. Anytime your spellcasters gain levels, it's really good. So he's up to 60. I don't know if that's including the Amulet of Wizardry or not. Well, those genies were probably worth a crap ton of experience points. Arms Master plus 12. That's astonishing. That's 12 experience points a turn for just sitting around doing nothing. That you still get when you're actually going around doing something. So I'm all about that. University, that sounds pretty good. Because you don't have unrest. And you don't have a farmer's market, so we need to get you one post-haste. Neither do you. Post-haste. So how are we doing on that artifact. Gonna be 8 more turns, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. I guess we go for the Death Knights now, don't we? Oh, we should wait until we heal up a little bit. And in the meantime... What's up here, I wonder? Hellhounds. Yeah, we'll just go over there, kind of slowly. Now, you're going on the river kind of hackneyed path, because this is a square grid and not a hex grid. We're 33 turns on Spell of Mastery. Continue to expand and it will be war. No, he might declare war on me at some point. I mean, he's going to declare war on me in 30 turns anyway, so... So now that you have a farmer's market, you can actually build something like a library. Although you also have a rebel, so I'm going to buy you a shrine. No, why would I do that? You have no garrison. How about some spearmen? You bear greetings. Isn't it time we saw peace instead? Sure. We'll see how long that lasts. Oh, we have some unhappy barbarians that are waving their fists at me. I guess that means it's time for a shrine. That we will buy, because I'm rich. I can do that. And you're just going to sit around and wait, because... we want everyone to go in there, and not just some of you. Oops. No, we do want a second one. Nine food a turn. I'm just going to leave that as is, because I don't feel like taking the effort to micro all my food production. I shall not allow you to take over the worlds of Arcanus and Mirror. If I can save us all from your madness. Okay, well. It's a little too late for that. If you wanted to save the world from my madness, you needed to do it about 100 years ago. What do we need here? Trade goods, maybe. And here we could use a sawmill. We do have a garrison. And we can do stuff like summon air elementals if he tries to attack me. Okay, now that we have a proper garrison, we can start building things like libraries. And we're just going to go in there and blow up some hellhounds, because there's probably money in there or something. This is not even worth trying any funny spell nonsense. Although you have 60 MP, you might as well... Oh, Warp Reality's not going to do anything here because these are Chaos units. Okay, then. That would have been really dumb if I actually cast that. Instead, why don't we try... Disintegration? Just because? No, I think that the prudent thing to cast would actually be Blur. which somebody else can cast in your place. There we go. You can cast Blur. Which means you can cast Disintegration. Or Flame Strike, actually. Ooh, wow. 15 strength magical fire. Now, are these things fire immune? They are not. Alright, give me a Flame Strike. Oh, wow. That was really good. Okay, then. You are not a spellcaster. Oh, you are, but you've already acted this turn. You're not a spellcaster either. Well, you do have a pretty good ranged attack. Ugh, yet more armor. Jesus, save me from all the excess armor. Ugh. What? A magic short? All my magical power has been shorted out? Oh my goodness. Well, that's going to delay the Spell of Mastery for a while, isn't it? Okay, I guess we're going to need more things like universities then. Oh, wow, we're down to 274 research points. And you're going to try to summon a champion. But probably aren't going to succeed because you only have 53 magic points and no good way to get any because your power base is crap. Yeah, I mean, Tarn you expect to have a big armor strength. I'm surprised he's at all comparable to mine. We'll just queue up over here and wait for some healing to happen before we go after the Death Knights. And why can't we build a city here? Because we're actually supposed to build it there. Got it? Well, hopefully this mana short won't last too long. No idea how long that's going to last. Okay, and my Spell of Mastery is now up to 89 turns because I'm only researching at 1/3 the normal speed. My goodness gracious. Oh, look at this. Somebody is attacking my trolls. How about... I don't think we've ever cast Air Elemental, so we'll go ahead and try that. Good attack, invisibility, weapon, poison immunity, all sorts of good stuff. A wizard pact? With you? Really? Sure. Why not? So we got a Merchant's Guild and we're now making crap tons of money. Select trade goods to make even more crap loads of money. And we'll call that an episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Hopefully the magic short won't last that long.